Alright guys, today's question is how can I run faster without getting tired? Very good question. I wish there was an easy answer in regards to that, but there is no way you can run faster without getting tired by running easy every day. You have got to be able to teach the body to improve its lactate tolerance, and the only way to do that is by training at speeds that are far greater than the paces that you're trying to race at for anywhere, the mile to the marathon distance. It's a question I wish I could answer easier to give you a better answer, but to run faster without getting tired involves running at paces that you don't plan on racing at in the race, but you can spend a small amount of time at on the track or on the roads, running at paces that are 30 seconds to up to 2 minutes faster than your race pace. That is how you run faster without getting tired, because you've trained your heart to not only be able to run at fast paces over a long period of time, but over time and as you get fitter, your heart doesn't have to work as hard. So your oxygen carrying capacity throughout your body is obviously at a heightened level. You're able to surge in the race when your competitors are trying to throw surges at you, and you're able to react to those moves in the race. Getting out on the track. When I was from in high school, when I was training for the 800, the mile, and the 2 mile, I was always focused on working on my leg speed. You can always work on leg speed, even if you don't have a lot of talent. I'm a big believer in strides. You probably already do them yourself, but when you're working on your overall raw leg speed, whether it's by doing strides every other day, or doing the mile repeats, the 2 mile repeats, doing those real fast intervals on the track or on the roads, like a fartlek workout, like where you're doing. One of my favorites for training for the half marathon and marathon was doing 1 hour of 1 minute hard followed by 1 minute easy. And my hard pace was around 4:30 to 4:50 mile pace, and my easy pace was anywhere from 6:15 to 7 minute pace. So even though we're running at slower paces during those slower 1 minute sections, it's not really a recovery. It's not really slow either. So you got to continue to remind yourself, I want to get to a point where I can run faster without getting tired. And I know that running, easy is obviously going to improve my endurance. It's going to help me to recover from all the hard training that I'm doing. But because I'm out on the track or I'm on the roads and I'm really, working on my leg speed, I'm running at paces that are much faster than I plan on, running in the race. You're going to get to a point where running faster actually feels easier, where it's not as difficult, and I think the biggest problem for us as athletes, and I know it was for me over the years, is, we all want instant results. We want to see, all of our hard work, come to fruition. And the thing you got to keep in mind is, it takes the body anywhere from 21 days to 3 weeks to adapt to any physiological change, any stressor that we're placing on it. So you don't get to a point where you can run faster, longer and more efficiently overnight. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of patience. I had a lot of ebbs and flows in my own training, and I had to continue to work on my leg speed because I know I didn't have a lot of talent. So I really had to make up for that with my work ethic. And you as an athlete, whether you're a beginner or you're an elite level athlete, you have to continually train that part of that anaerobic system of the body. Because at the end of the day, if you want to run well over any specific distance and you want to sustain pace more efficiently, you have to train much faster than you're trying to race at. For me personally, I was trying to break a 2:22 marathon a few years ago. I knew that came out to 5 minutes and 25 seconds per mile, and so I had to get to a point where I had to train in a way where 5:25 mile pace didn't necessarily feel, obviously it was going to hurt and it was going to be painful, but I was going to be able to make that pace feel more manageable over 26.2 miles. And the way I was doing it is, I would get on the track and I would do 6 by a mile at 440 to 445 per mile rep. I'd have a 3-minute rest, and I was doing this at altitude as well. I increased the paces of my long runs. I didn't just run long, slow, easy long runs every single weekend. That is still important. Do not misunderstand me in regards to that. When I say, I think running slow, long runs is still important, especially if you're alternating one weekend where you're running harder and more of a varied pace, followed by the next weekend by a very, very relaxed recovery pace. That way you can get the best bang for your buck in regards to your training. You want to always remember that all of the benefits that you get from your hard work, whether it's on the track or on the roads, is going to come within the rest. And it takes just as much discipline to back off on those easy days and allow yourself time to recover as it does for you to be out on the track, putting in the mile repeats, doing the tempo runs, doing the long runs, doing those, the real hard 200 to 300 meter hill repetitions. Training like that, as long as you're balancing the hard training and the recovery runs, that's where you're going to get to a point where you're able to run faster without getting tired. And it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. You have to really have the willingness to continue to learn, continue to implement different strategies in your training, so you can get the biggest return on your investment when you get to the start line of the race and you've done everything in training, and where race pace no longer feels as intense and aggressive as it once was. Now, it's going to hurt. There's no way around it. It's going to hurt, especially in the latter stages of the race, whether you're training faster than race pace or not. But the end objective is to get race pace to feel more in control, more manageable, so you can sustain it over a longer period of time. Because in the race itself, you're going to spend some of your miles or your kilometers running faster than your goal race pace. So you're going to have to, and that's where fartlek training, where you're speeding up and you're slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, you're constantly changing up your paces, is really going to help you out. But there is, how can I run faster without getting tired? Although a great question, it's one that unfortunately there's no easy answer to it. You're not going to be able to run faster without getting tired by going out and running 90% of your weekly volume at a minute to 2 minutes slower than your race pace. Hopefully that makes sense. That was how I got to a point where I was able to hold a 5:19 mile pace over 26.2 miles. I was continually working on my leg speed. My best mile in high school was only 4:25. I ran 9:46 for the 2 mile and a 2 flat for the 800 meter. I never broke 2 flat. But I knew I was going to get stronger over the longer distances as long as I continued to work on that leg speed. And you can continually do that. Even strides. Strides are 50 to 100 meters in length. They don't build up enough lactic acid that it's going to tire you or make you feel fatigued. And again, you want to do those strides. You can do those strides on your recovery days, either post run or even during your run. Just kind of do a 100-meter stride back and then back it back down into your run, and just do 5 to 6 reps of those strides during your easy days. You can throw that. You can always work on your speed, and that's really critical when it comes to especially if you're not really like myself. You're not a miler or a 400 or 800 meter specialist. You're more catered to your body's probably 95% fast twitch muscle fibers and maybe 5% slow twitch muscle fibers. So continue to work on the leg speed and continue to obviously implement all the other things I've been telling you in past videos and on RunDreamAchieve.com as well. It's all the other areas that you have to work on to make sure that you get to a point where you can run faster, longer, without getting tired. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below this video. I'll leave also some resources below in the description as well. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate all of my viewers. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That way, anytime I make a new video, you'll be notified of that as well. And again, if you haven't been to RunDreamAchieve.com, I definitely welcome you. If you're new to the channel, my name is Nathan Pennington. I am a 28-year veteran of middle to long distance running. I former 219 marathoner, ran it a few years ago, but I ran 219 for the marathon, 107 for the half, 50-54 for 10 miles. So I understand what kind of question this is. I know this is a common question that a lot of athletes, both total beginners and elite athletes ask. I mean, we're, even as, higher level athletes, we're constantly working to improve, our leg speed, but also to make race pace feel more manageable and to be able to run faster, longer without getting tired. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you, and I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you in the next video.